Hello guys, what is up? My name is Midway and welcome to this video where we are looking at how to kill AZMI on Tyrannical difficulty as a Holy Paladin in patch 9.2, also happening to play Necrolord. This boss is actually very simple besides playing the main mechanic of it, which is quite mind-breaker in some scenarios, but besides that, the fight is really simple. There's not much going on so long as you play the main mechanic right. It's just a matter of maximizing the amount of melee uptime that you will get onto the boss. It's good, and I would say it's always for the best if you are able to play the mechanic instantly, instead of like trying to figure out like the way you can get through the ring afterwards so you can min-max the DPS uptime or the melee uptime in the present. There will be some scenarios when there's like two divides where you can actually wait it out and like jump afterwards in like a later ring instead of like going into the first ring that's like closest to like the mark that's like closest to the spawn point of the ring. I'm just gonna say play this fight plain and simple, because that's what it is. It's besides playing the main mechanic, everything else is just PCC. The double technique is nothing you have to deal with, it's just an interrupt. The thing where she jumps around and spreads like a dot, yeah, the dot can do some damage, but if you just happen to be moving while she's doing it, this is very much like the dashes on like the last boss in Sanguine Depths. If you are moving at the right pace, in the right angle at the right time, you will never get the debuff. It's pretty much the same. You can get the debuff in like one per person, maybe two, but if you are all moving, more often than not, you will get no debuffs from that mechanic. So what this means is this fight is pretty simple and pretty similar to what like the second boss fight on Mists is. It's just a DPS fight, and you just like DPS in the boss, and like there's like no healing to be done. There's literally no healing to be done. You will only have to heal when somebody fails, which is at some point just gonna be a one-shot. And more often than not, that will be the case because they are not going to be in your quadrant and they will be out of range, and then figuring out where they are. Like you will see in a second, we are kind of fucking up here. But yeah, you can see the quick blade. Nobody got the debuff, right? So zero healing to be done. Much like the second boss on Mists, you're just DPSing and praying for the key to be over. Which is, I consider this to be pretty bad design for bosses. Because you're just as a healer pretty bored. I mean, doing DPS and that's it. For some people might be fun, but as a DPS, that's as a healer, that's never the goal. It's really boring. So here in this scenario where you have 4 divides, I would say it's, oh, that was clutch, but it's always for the best to just play the mechanic as soon as possible. There will be some scenarios where if you jump late, you might save like one jump or something like that, but if you start like playing it at a different pace, you will kind of get split up. And like here, for example, some of them waited it out and they chose to jump later, and it starts to get messy. Some of them are like away from you, some of them are like they're like wondering where they should really go, and then at some point we just have the tank and somebody else do whatever they wanted, and therefore they're like away from the rest, and they just fuck up basically. They get a debuff and they almost die. Unfortunately, I was just able to bubble it here, but yeah, this fight is just about that. It's just play this mechanic, nothing specific to Holy Paladin, and there's literally no healing to be done in this fight, so long as you are moving while the quick blade is happening and like you don't even get the dot. And even if you get the dot, look at it, it's barely getting people to half health. So long as you are within range of them, they will not die, because the healing requirement is laughable, just DPS it down. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. See you.